Hello, Earth Signs. Welcome to your daily focus tarot for Wednesday. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, so I asked Ethereal Visions first. We'll start there. The Fool came out sideways. It is neither reversed, meaning stagnancy and a lack of growth, nor is it in the upright, meaning a new beginning, a new journey, having faith in yourself, having creativity and growth. So opening the door to opportunity if it was in the upright. So since it's neither way, there's something blocking you, right? It's not fully upright, it's not fully reversed. Now the clarifiers I got: Ace of Cups. Okay, so Ace of Cups. Aces talk about beginnings, they talk about potentials and possibilities. This particular ace, it talks about having compassion, being pure, being transparent, and what you're doing and why you're doing it. Having creativity. It can talk about your intuition, fruitful blessings, in terms of like an actual blessing from the universe or gods, if you believe in them, higher spirits. It talks about being in the flow of life and not feeling like you're constantly, you notice the fish swimming upstream, right? In order to spawn, in order to have new growth, new ideas, to have children, which, your ideas, your growth, that is in a way like having children, right? Because you nurture the ideas from the beginning to the end. And so in the Empress, the Lady card talks about that too. So this ace, it is talking about being in the flow, but for some reason you're not fully there yet. You're working towards it. The Fool being sideways, you're working towards this new beginning. And then we have the Princess or Page of Swords. So this is a message, a communication that has to do with a healing. It has to do with taking that sword that's imbalanced, that way of thinking that's black and white, it's good or it's evil. There's no gray area in between. So it's out of balance one way or the other. The scales are tipped one way or the other. And it's a very difficult way of being in the world and a difficult way of thinking. And so this is she's wrapping up that cutting edge, the harmful edge, with green cloth, right? She's got that green scarf or ribbon, whatever it is, and she's wrapping it up. So she's wrapping up that negativity, that imbalance, and healing it. And this is talking about bringing a message for a new beginning, to be in the flow, to not be as stagnant, to have more abundance, and then that will help you get the Fool in the upright. Now the other card that we have from the Ethereal Visions for you, notice she's got that fish that was swimming up there. She's got the fish in the cup now, right? So she's got that fish and she's looking at that. She's looking at that inspiration. She's looking at, I see your struggle and I raise a toast to you, to your health. I see that you worked really hard to get where you are, and I acknowledge that. But here comes the water. She's standing on solid ground with one foot, the other foot kind of, and then here comes this big old tidal wave. This water flowing at her. So, the pages are messengers, and she's talking about inspiration. She's talking about harnessing confidence and insight, curiosity. She's very imaginative, and she's very imaginative on a deep spiritual level, and she's able to communicate that imagination. She's able to have this flow that this Ace of Cups wants, right? Now the clarifiers, Seven of Wands. So this is talking about, he's got a little hedgehog on his helmet there. This is talking about perseverance. It's talking about a balance between passion and healing. Sometimes it's talking about feeling justified in the actions that you needed to take when you took the high ground. Maybe some people question those actions. They weren't loyal to you. They thought you were maybe being over dramatic. And so you felt you had to justify why you had this inspiration, why you had this knowing, and this this way of being in your life. You felt you had to justify that to them. And then we have the three of Cups. Now the Three of Cups, this one, because you don't see, you see the cups they're toasting. You see this one, I don't know, this one, these guys always look kind of, two of them look a little shady to me. This one, he's got his hand back. This one, you don't know where his hand is. This one, you don't either. And this one's got their cup raised slightly higher than the other two. And he's got this look, I don't know if you can see the look on his face. Let me see if I can get it to... He looks a little bit smug, right? Whereas the other two are just kind of like... I mean, that one looks a little calculating too. So, the way that I read this particular Three of Cups is different than the way that I read the Three of Cups in the other decks. Sometimes I read Three of Cups. Traditionally, it's read as like a celebration of friendship, although these guys don't look very friendly, if you ask me. They are definitely toasting and celebrating something. It's read as community, collaboration. When I look at it in the Ethereal Visions, I read it as the three fates, the three Norns, or the three phases of life. You can also look at the three fates as being, you can look at them as being war, fate, and death, or war, destiny, and death. So, how that applies here, you're having this inspiration on why you felt you were justified in taking the higher ground, and that has something to do with the way other people were treating you. They were, you go back to this cutting edge on the Page of Swords, the Princess of Swords, and that's not all coming from her. She's wrapping it up and she's taking care of it, but maybe it wasn't all coming from her. Maybe it was coming from the people around her who she was supposed to be in celebration with, supposed to be in collaboration with, but maybe they had their own agendas. I'll put it that way. So needing to take the higher ground and defend yourself, to be kind of stubborn, maybe even make yourself a little small with this hedgehog here on the, I'll get that to focus on the helmet, this little hedgehoggy there. You know, they're very persistent. They're very determined. They protect themselves, but they're also not going after other people. And this person here, he's not going after anybody. They're coming after him, right? They're trying to get his defensive position. They're trying to get his high ground. So you could have felt, you know, that you needed to be justified against people who you were supposed to be celebrating and collaborating with. People who were, you know, maybe your friends. And then you realized they weren't. The other clarifier for this Page of Cups is rebirth. And this talks about a call to action, a call towards healing, and ultimately that healing, that coming out of the darkness into the light and being reborn, it's going to cause you to be creative, to grow, to have new possibilities, to be able to harvest abundance. And this Page of Cups, this whatever this message or knowledge that you're going to get, this inspiration, this aha that's being communicated to you, that's creative, it's going to help you with this rebirth in terms of whatever was going on that you had to defend yourself from and you had to justify your actions from. Now, at the bottom of the Ethereal Visions is the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords, this, you know, you can quite obviously see. I see 12:21 on the clock. When I said that, you can quite obviously see this is tens are ending and beginning. They're the 0 of the Fool card and the 1 of the Magician card combined. But all these swords that weren't wrapped up by this Page of Swords and healed, they're stabbing this person in the back, right? So this person wasn't able to heal. But now they're going to have this ending and new beginning, and that's going to help them put those swords behind them for good and heal. And then we have the Three of Cups in the Ethereal Visions. And notice the difference between the two. Quite a bit of difference. So this one actually emphasizes the celebration because you see they're singing. Well, 2 of them are singing. 1 of them is more contemplative and covering up the cup. Whereas this one, the cup is wide open. This one, the cup is only a little bit covered up. It's almost like they're steadying it. This one is definitely covering up the cup, though. And you see the laurel wreath in gold illumination there at the bottom. So the victory wreath, you see the golden thread of life. So this one I really do read as being like the fates, or sometimes being the 3 phases of life. So this is like destiny. This is the Weird Sisters of the Norn. And this is talking about how you are connected to everything in your life and your community and how that interacts. So this ending and new beginning, it's going to bring about a change in terms of whatever this negative community, negative collaboration that you had to defend yourself against was. This is going to make it, not to say that you're this person covering their cup and not singing in the back, but it's going to make it more cohesive, more together. It's going to make you feel like better about what's going on or what's happening in your life. And then we have Four of Cups, and this is a card of possibility, is a card of really, he's meditating underneath the tree of knowledge. He's got the eye of the higher self, or of God, or spirit, or universe, however you want to call it, watching down on him. And then he's got this cup, this mental and emotional, this idea, this spiritual, this gift, if you will, from the eye, from the heavens, from the gods, from, his higher self. He's got this cup that's